Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new play-by-play video. Today we're playing some Aphrodite solo. Finally have gotten ourselves around to playing it. This character I think has definitely taken a pretty big hit as a damage character with Polynomicon getting hard nerfed. It really was kind of what she relied on to be viable, I think, as a mid laner and as a solo laner, and without it, I really struggle to find actually a reason to play this character outside of support, which I largely don't like. I think it's a bit unfortunate and a bit sad, but we'll try to make it work nonetheless. I'm undecided if I'll go a more damage build this game or a more defensive. Again, realistically, the more defensive builds are probably better, but the damage builds are way more fun. And obviously, we're using the new Aphrodite skin. There's like different prisms and stuff of it, but I'm just using the basic one just to, I don't know, showcase the original, and then obviously next time we play we'll probably use one of the prism skins. But yeah, I really do enjoy this character, so it is a bit sad to see that, with Polly being weaker, she just doesn't really have the damage output to kill people if you play her combos well, I feel like, as consistently. But look, if you're able to build a lead and kind of just farm it out with conduit and stuff, you can still do a lot of damage and things, so it all kind of depends on your farm state relative to other people. It just, at this point in the game, like, if you're not way ahead, you're probably going to really struggle. I think this Artio has played this lane really poorly, by the way, so far. She's just kind of letting us auto and gain pressure for no reason. If you're playing Artio in these lanes, you have anti-heal on your one, you have range autos, obviously, as well, so you really can kind of impose yourself, and she's done a really, I would say, bad job of that so far, and just kind of gave us pressure at level 1, which we maybe would have gotten because we have conduit, but like too much so, right? And we've sort of just had a very free start, which I definitely don't mind, but I probably shouldn't have. So we level our 3 again, obviously, because we're just playing to clear. I think if you have a very non-contested lane like we do right now, you can hold an ability at level 4 and then just level your ultimate and your 3 at level 5, or you could even skip leveling your ultimate at level 5 if you want to as well. They're both okay things to do, it just kind of depends on what you want, or you could just normal level and, kind of just chill out. Yeah, so that doesn't cancel her her 3 in this game. It would have in Smite 1, but that was one of her +1 changes. Kind of just poke this thing out. The biggest thing right now I'm happy about is I've gotten his potions, so he's sort of just like surviving barely. He does have shell, mind you, so 100 to 0ing him is probably not going to happen, but I can still just like make him not feel good. Space the 1, auto 2, he's going to die. Yeah, pretty easy, again, Artio, excuse me, is one of those characters that really doesn't have a lot of range with their ones. So if you kind of know what they're doing, and shocker, if they're going to walk up to you in melee range as a ranged stance character, they're looking to one you can just kind of pre-space that and probably really make her punish. But again, I think this guy is just like, this sounds really mean, and I realize how mean this sounds, so I'm saying this like not meanly, but he's just playing like very like robotic, like it's super obvious what he's trying to do, and it's almost like he's kind of like second thinking pressing the abilities, and as a result, I mean, his lane is just completely falling apart. I feel like in solo, or really in any role, you can kind of tell when someone's like newer or not newer, and I mean, I'm sure this guy's a fine player, but he definitely is not an Artio guy. You can tell, so pretty good start for us, I gotta say. Don't think it's gonna get much better than that within reason, so I'm gonna go like do my blue. Yo, imagine he just goes like 25-1 now and just completely nukes the lobby and I just feed. That'd be so embarrassing, but I don't think it's gonna happen. We'll just kind of do our blue, chess camp is coming up, we can go do that. Typically in the past on Aphrodite, if I was going damage, I would go like Chronos Pendant into Polynomicon and stuff like that. I don't think you can do that anymore if you want to build damage. I think you have to go more like raw in items quicker that have higher cliffs and by default less cooldowns. So I think we're just going to rush like Deso Book if we... What the fuck is this guy doing here? That should be fine. Just pop our pot here. Oh my gosh, I don't think I'm fine, guys. What the hell is this? I'm okay. What the fuck? Okay. Alrighty, that's Randy Orton in 2009 with the fucking pile driver from the mid lane. It was Mercury ult down as well. Um, okay, I don't know. All right, good job, guys. We got a kill. Well, that's unlucky, but hey, look, they lost a lot of farm. The biggest thing that you're kind of anticipating, hoping for, looking at in a situation like that is, you know, even if we do die, they're piling over so many bodies and so much farm potential, right? That the opportunity cost is very high. So even if you get the pick, right, you're probably sinking a decent bit. But if you don't get the pick, like right there, we should just be massively ahead on the map. You want to shove mid, shove duo, wherever you can. Just kind of catch waves and stuff. And again, the big idea is that if you're late on a rotation right there, my teammates didn't rotate, but that's good, right? Like, they shouldn't rotate. If you're not going to be able to match rotation, no problem. Just make sure you're getting something on the map. Now, I didn't really look because I was trying to survive, but hopefully they did that. So a lot of being proactive is just being parallel on the map if you're beaten out or if somebody's making something that's objectively, probably a poor decision farming wise. This guy pulling this is a really bad call because he's missing creeps for this. He didn't actually finish that wave. So we're actually just going to leash this back. I could get Merc ganked here, I guess, but I do have ult now, so I don't really care. I don't really know what he's doing. He's going to get some of the rocks, I guess, but we've got all the farm. We see Merc top left. We'll stun him out of his one. Back up here a little bit, and this is a hard winning trade for us, mind you, in a second. Stash down. 3-2, cancel the 1. Can ult this, ult 3. He is dead, Zos. Yeah, I know, dude, like, I realize people don't really play this god, but she really is, like, half decent. I mean, right now, the damage feels great because we're ahead, and she's building Triton's Rush instead of, like, a magic defense item like Lash, or even Genji's or something, and, we're threading the combos, and I think Poly, when you build it, it's more like in the mid to late game. I think this god has a pretty steep, like, later mid-game damage fall-off that Poly really covered. And that's a bit sad. And also, like, I think Aphro is probably one of the biggest benefactors off of stacking 3k pots. With that being gone, her, like, ultra late game I don't think is as infallible as it used to be. I don't think it's horrible, but it's not incredible either in comparison to what it was. It's still fine, but I really think this character was, like, in a way, like a Freya archetype or even a Hell archetype in Smite 1 in this game, not in Smite 1 obviously, but in this game where she was like one of the best backliners in the game should she reach that point. So you're kind of racing against the clock to try to win. And I actually, this is something that obviously I don't have, like, direct pull over things like this. I can make videos to persuade, inform, present an idea, right? But obviously, like, I know, like, hires people have taken attention to my videos in the past, so this is something I'm open with at least bringing up in more depth. But, like, what do you guys think about 3K's stacking being removed? I honestly don't think I love it. I feel like games can stall out to quite a high cliff, and I understand the idea of, like, backliners one-shotting everybody can be really gimmicky. But I feel like EFG sort of does that anyways, and with less farm on the map, the 3k stacking at this point is really just, like, reserved for these ultra late games that's, like, rarely happen. When they do, they're really nice to have, you know what I mean? So I feel like if they just got reinserted in this point in the game, it'd be way more fun. I think these consumable 3ks are just so much more dull. Also, he is just dead. I completely forgot he had Shelly. Has not been popping it, but fortunately that one will not matter. But yeah, that's sort of where I'm at. I think it's one of those things that if you really wanted to, you could nerf the 3k efficacy by like 10% or 15%. So whatever it is, 75 int right now, I think, or 80 int. You nerf that down to like 70 and nerf the strength from 50 to 40, but just make them infinite and 3k, stackable and stuff. And then, in turn, you'll have, again, low actual, like, relative value in terms of you probably won't get a lot of them. They're not even going to be that strong at just one. But if you are in a game where you could stack multiple, it's like, that's a thing to play for. I think one of the biggest pulls of Smite 2 as a distinctive MOBA is the fact that there aren't stat caps, right? So you could have all these protections or all this power or whatever the case might be. But when you don't have that option as a, and I know I'm, like, yapping up a storm right now, but when you don't have that option, excuse me, as a backliner, all of a sudden to stack 3k pots or even a frontliner, I think it takes away from the game a little bit. I'm not saying the game is like garbage without it or something, but I think part of the pull of this game is that distinct feature, and that being gone, I think, is actually a little bit of the charm, I think, has kind of faded away. Um, like a great example is there were like these Nimble Ring build ideas that I wanted to try where I'd go like full in stacking 3k pots with Nimble Ring and see how much attack speed we could actually like reasonably get in a rank game. On a character who would kind of like it, like Poseidon, and I never got to do that. Now I never will, you know what I mean? Because like Nimble Ring just isn't really that good without stacked 3Ks, so that's kind of sad, I feel like. So this guy is super dead. What is he? I inted it so bad, guys. Holy shit. Never mind, he's not dead. Okay, I played that like a bronze player. Unlucky. Whoops. No worries. What we want to do there is double quickly so we can get the threes. Again, remember, your ult resets your 3 cooldown, so as a damage dealer, that's really relevant to make sure you pop your 3 and then you ult. Because if you have a 2-second cooldown left on your 3 and you ult, you're not gaining another 3. You're going to, you know, ultimate 3 and then have a normal cooldown again, right? So be mindful of that. You're going to screw yourself over big time at a damage potential. So yeah, and that's really what makes Aphro fun as a damage dealer in this game. I mean, I think, you know, her obviously having healing scaling with power is a lot of it. I did not love this character in Smite 1, especially at the back end, because she became a support bot. I think whenever Aphro is a support-only character, she's boring. When she's actually able to do damage and stuff, and has like positioning risk, that's when she's good stuff. We're level 14, by the way. I'm just like casually talking. We're just splitting this lobby in half. Love to see it. We'll kind of keep on farming, and he's going into Sphere now. You know, I think probably should have went that first. I love how, by the way, they like super gank us at the beginning of the game, and now they just like haven't tried again since, even though we're probably... Oh, let's not speak too soon, folks. Holy moly. I was gonna say, we're probably an easier gank now. We'll ult the ult. Gonna pre-Aegis nothing. That wasn't great by me. Dead as fuck. I'll get the wave at least. Oh, I actually hit him. He's dead too. Oh, I hit the Giannis. Huge. No, dude, I walked into that Giannis too. That was so unlucky. Dude, I should have been able to live that. Ay. Okay, no, I actually griefed that so hard. The Giannis griefed that too. Like, the fuck, dude, I should have easily lived that. My Aegis was terrible too. Damn it. Yo, I know it's so crazy. It's like I talked about how bad Aphro is as a damage dealer. I'm just like nuking. But like this is important. So by the way, funny aside, I am a mentor in the Smite game Discord. I know I'm a Discord mod, not actually, but I'm a mentor in there. It's just a role that you can have. Mytharia runs it. You guys know Myth, the Mori main. Me and him are friends. So, anyways, I just like go in there and answer questions sometimes, just because like I think that's good for the game. I think you should be doing stuff like that. But anyways, sometimes like people like show builds and stuff that they're like trying and they're like, hey, like, is this good? And you have to be like, no, this looks horrible. Or like, hey, it's like fine, but you gotta tweak it a bit, right? So it's a spectrum, right? But anyways, sometimes I have to like explain like why things are like not good or good. And it's the same thing kind of in my YouTube comments and stuff. And one of the big, now this has never actually happened in that Discord, but it's happened like on my comments. People will ask like, hey, like, I see you doing this and it's working, and you say not to do this. So then why, like, what is the reasoning of that? What's the logic of that? Again, like, people in that Discord probably don't care it's me or anything, but you guys sometimes do, so that's great. What I would say when it comes to like me saying this character is not strong, and then like playing the character and then doing well, to be honest, dude, like, just to be polite, like, I'm kind of just better than these guys, so I'm gonna have like a skewed result. Right, like if I'm being 1000% here, and if you have good fundamentals and stuff, you can make things work. But like if I was against a high-level team in a competitive match, would I ever play Aphrodite solo? No, I wouldn't even think about it. It just wouldn't work. When Polly was strong, would I think about it? As a very niche pick, yes. And I actually did. And I actually played some in scrims, and it kind of worked. Not always, but kind of. Again, as a niche, like, if the draft permits it, if it's not that bad of a lane, etc. So much of the game is skewed by stuff like that. Because again, if you're just like kind of effectively smurfing, I'm not actually smurfing, I'm on my main account, I'm playing ranked. But if you're effectively smurfing in the sense of you're better than the people you're against, obviously you're going to make other things work more. But again, none of this mage stuff, none of this backline stuff, none of this offbeat stuff, whatever it might be, comes from me starting off on that and recommending that as a climbing tool. It's from learning lane fundamentals, game fundamentals, playing pro play, stuff like that for years, and then extrapolating that into weird stuff that, now that you have the concepts done, right? It's sort of like learning a violin, you know, new position or something, or left-hand pizzicato or something. You're never going to do that unless you know how to, you know, bow properly and do like very normal, traditional, foundational stuff well, because if you can't and you don't, you're going to have a very rough ascent, and you're going to have a really unfun time that's unproductive as well. That's the biggest thing. So yeah, I'm talking about relative strength, not, excuse me, I'm talking about, yeah, relative strength and not actually like game-to-game strength as, oh man, you know, this game it's going well, therefore it's good. No, like I'm very adamant about the point on this pick. This game does not sway that, you know what I mean? So, so yeah. I thought I'd mention that because, you know, it is tricky. But again, like I also say, guys, like the advice I give is for people who are trying to climb ranked, right? If you feel like you're in Elo Hell or something equivalent, the advice I'm giving you is on that front. You know, I'm not giving it to you on like a, hey, you like playing backlines, you shouldn't play them because I said so. That's ridiculous. No, I'm saying if you want to climb, you shouldn't play those. That's all. Okay, so we're gonna go into Shard here, and then afterwards, I think Soul Reaver is quite good. You know, Soul Reaver is one of those items you build when people have health in their builds, especially solos and supports. All supports kind of will to some degree. Not every solo will because of like Lash builds and stuff, but this guy's got Tritons. He's gonna probably go Lash now. So there'll be some amount, not a huge amount, but not a zero amount. So we'll kind of see. I think I probably will go Soul Reaver though anyways. And we can go Combat Blink as our last item. We could also, if we wanted more damage, go Mirrodin. We could go Mirrodin, Combat Blink, some iteration of those things. I think Blink is a really nice item on this character. And I would go Combat Blink because it's giving me some int and stuff, as well as also just like, I can use it in combat. That's kind of the point, right? So, pretty cool. Again, we could still just go Polynomicon, but I largely don't recommend it. I also think like this, maybe this is like too biased, but I'm just gonna be honest here. I think Poly was largely reworked or whatever to match a Smite 1 equivalency because it was perceived that that would be better for the game. I'm here to say, as somebody who played Smite 1 extensively, Polynomicon was one of the biggest non-factor items of all time. Nobody built it forever because it was garbage. And so if you keep building Poly when it stinks, it probably won't get changed. But if you don't build it, then it might get changed, right? Because the play rate tanks really, really hard. So yeah, I'd love to see Poly just come back to what it was. But anyways, we didn't kill that guy. I don't have ult, so I'm in a tiny bit of trouble. Panicked on the 2 a little bit, but I guess we did too much damage to him. He's level 14. That does not hurt. I'm this guy for 110. Pretty freaking good. Double 2, double 3. I am chilling. I still have Aegis as well. Kickback. Kind of popping off here. I like it. This guy's so dead. It's unbelievable. What a wall though. Nice shove. Okay, that guy's dead. The Neath tried to steal my kill there. You saw that? Crazy, man. Thrusting Cow is trying to kill me. Okay. Not sure what that was there, but we'll take it. Left Phoenix is going down. Right Phoenix also going down. Bit by bit. Let's hit this. No, we're inting for sure. Should have linked with my Emir before I went for the stun there. This is a terrible call, guys. We got Left Phoenix, though. That's great. I'll try to help him out a little bit. I think we gotta book it. I'm gonna stay the wave, but we're booking it now. No way, the Artemis is here, actually. Maybe it's okay. I don't know. I didn't even mean to hit the Geb there, by the way, but we just kind of did. So maybe it's fine. Geb's dead. Oh my gosh. All right. He's dead off that, isn't he? Yeah, he is. That's ridiculous, man. This is so messed up. I feel
I
like
got you, streamer of the year. I got you, bro. Don't worry.
Let's go, what a go. I'm not gonna lie, like, this feels like I'm playing a casual. I promise you I'm not. This is probably just one of those instances. I get a question on YouTube, and I've been recording a lot of videos in a row because some of these days I've just been busier than others, but I had a comment. Somebody had asked, like, if you are X rank, if you're number 1 or number 2, whatever, and there's been a surrender, heartbreaking, why do you play against weaker players? The point is that I probably have Obsidians on my team and I'm against low masters to kind of even out the numbers within some reason. Okay, well, Aphrodite super win. We'll take that jungle diff. That's funny. Well, I appreciate you guys for watching. We will get more Aphro footage, maybe merge these two together. I'll try to get another Aphro game, but thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. Aphrodite Gaming, and see you in the next one. Peace out. Oh, whoops. Hey guys, welcome back to a brand new video. We're here, obviously, for part 2. We're playing another Aphrodite game, of course, to kind of get a follow-through. There was actually an Aphro game in between this that was a surrender. So this technically, I guess, is part 3, but I'm going to not even bother with it. Played into a Lash, Sphere of Negation Rush Yoram, and the game was unplayable. I did 0 damage all game, despite being full damage, full build, just doesn't matter. So, yeah, I think realistically, if you're into a backliner or a player who's not building correctly, this god can do damage, but if you are not, getting that type of fortune, you are just sort of doomed. I really think, like, to be honest, the major issue in this game is really getting more and more apparent with each patch. You're seeing, in my opinion, like a really heavy strength bias towards strength characters in terms of the balancing, the number adjustments, everything like that. I really just, like, think probably game-wide the mages need help. Even like the 3k pot removal thing, like I was talking about a couple minutes ago, really is like causing a ton of issues for a lot of these mages who in theory could scale to infinity and then do stuff. Because you really have a Kate that can do damage as a mage, kind of Agni, obviously like Anubis, right? But that's sort of it. Like, a lot of your mages aren't really doing damage, and if they are, they're building strength, right? Like Bari strength builds typically. These int Bari builds, even though she got int buffs, are completely useless. And so I don't know. It's really tricky. I mean, you look at a lot of the best mages placements. Where was it? It was in support, right? Support the Morgan with Lifebinder. Support Baron Aspect.
Sorry for missing my route, Loki.
Support Scylla. And it's because the base damage on these characters are decent, but the int scaling is just so horrific that it doesn't really matter. Even if you build a ton of damage, you're just going to be doing way less than these tank builds that can actually play up and do stuff. So you could look at adjusting the actual int numbers on said characters, right, and change their actual scaling. This is quite annoying. I'm fine, though. Or I guess you could do something a little bit different where you like just buff individual in items. I think that'd probably be the easiest way to do it, just to give the role a bit more diversity. But I have a couple of suggestions, so if you guys would like, and I've talked about potentially doing this, but I'm a little bit more, I guess, receptive to doing it, as I really do think there's some like super outstanding issues right now with balance in the game. I could make like a patch notes wishlist thing. I did talk about doing this, obviously, and I was thinking maybe I could like work with Chunga on it and make it pretty cool. So yeah, I've talked myself into it. It's gonna come out, so I'm gonna write out a script for it. Holy moly, dude, leave me alone. I'm completely fine. This is, holy shit, am I completely fine? That did so much damage. Oh my gosh. Holy, it's a dodgy moment. We're gonna have to get out of here. We are okay, thankfully. What's nice about dodgy is I am just like, or Aphro, excuse me, is I am just like having an immunity pretty soon, so that's pretty clutch. Oh, what the fuck? How did I miss? Sorry. I mean, good job, but we quipped on him. Hold that, NMR. But yeah, I can't. Yeah, sorry, I don't know, I was just focused. I can't believe I missed that stun, that was so bad. We'll go into Desto again. I think this damage build's the way to go. Again, when you play into a backliner, it's like, wow, this character actually feels like she does something, and then, yeah, Sphere of Negation hits you and it's all bad. But yeah, so I'm going to do a full comprehensive detailed patch. I'm going to release it purposely before the actual patch comes out in the middle of January, obviously, and the idea is that we're going to have a contrastable piece of material. Again, my opinions are my own, so like some stuff people might disagree with, say blah 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 is bad. I'll try to give a really good line of reasoning and thought behind everything, and yeah, I think, you know, recently this game has had very incredible conceptual stuff, right? Like Queen Naga's awesome. EFG as a concept is awesome. Does need a little bit of tuning numerically, but like the concept's great. The map, you know, silent teleporters being removed is great. Stuff like that, very good. I even think the ritual like Naga system is quite cool. But balance, I think generally speaking, has been pretty bad. To be honest, there's been good stuff, right? Like I've been very vocal about the good stuff. Agility Relic, Yorm interaction being changed, Yorm being nerfed in the first place. Osiris Aspect getting some nerfs and stuff like that. But there's some more like general big picture balance that I think has really been off the mark for a while. And I wanted to address it, so that's what we're going to do. And again, you know, I try to post, when I do YouTube videos, ranked games that are
my bad, Loki. I
somewhat
suck.
collected and together, right? There are definitely times I post losses, excuse me. In fact, I really don't care if I lose for a video. I will upload it. I win more than I lose, obviously, right? You kind of have to be if you're a high rank, but there's a lot of times I do lose, and some of those losses are pretty brief, and you know, maybe I have like some involvement in the loss or just like a 10-minute and there's not really a game to be played, so I obviously want to upload those. But there is like a level of selection that like I want you to realize when I post a mage video on like Yemoja, like for example, one of my most popular videos on my channel is a Yemoja aspect video. It's called 98k Damage Bazooka. Super fun game, and Yemo is a character with aspects, excuse me, specifically that I want to get another game on because it's so much fun. But keyword, want to get another game on, have not gotten another game on, that's the distinction. That was my first iteration, I think, of that Yemo game, unless I said differently. I usually mention how many times it's taken me to get the video. Not always, but it's usually the first time. And again, I don't need to get like a crazy pop-off game or even a win, but I want to get something that's like watchable, right? If I try to do Yemo again, I have no idea how many games it would actually take. I look at that recording when I got that 3 months ago in a slightly different meta as being very, very fortunate. I think realistically, for me to get a reasonable Yemo solo game, despite skill diff, etc., all that stuff, against basically whoever I'm going to be playing against, as like a 1 in every 5 games uploadable video, as in not just like a completely scuffed, unplayable game right now. Maybe even more than that. Because if I'm into any character that rushes Lash or goes Sphere of Negation into Lash, my game is immediately over. There's nothing I can do. It's not about outplaying, I just don't do damage no matter what I build, no matter how long I play for, it's doomed. So, like, that sucks, you know what I mean? And that's just kind of how it is, right? So that's the kind of stuff that, you know, like, sometimes you'll hear me talk about these opinions and I'll be very strong on them, and you might look again and say, like, hey, but you have this point of reference, whatever. Again, that's not really like, or you have this like game in your YouTube or whatever, that's not really like super actually indicative of what's going on, you know what I mean, over a period of time. It's just a snapshot, and those are
She did
like
669 damage as a tank to me there.
But hey, look, we got this guy low, so that's good. He did just bar ult. He's really greeting right now to stay, and I don't know why. I'm not gonna be able to kill him, but I just like get this wave in. I even get some of the next wave in, so really good stuff. But yeah, anyways, I just wanted to go on that tangent because holy, I had to. But hey, that means we've got good stuff on the way. And yeah. Okay. We're gonna shove right here. I can just back for book. I'm gonna do that right now. We'll go Chalice as well. This kind of all slots in. Super, super good. Love to see it. Yeah, I got a god back right there. That was great. I mean, again, we've kind of like the dodgy ganked us twice, but like kind of did nothing. Both those ganks, the Bari does no damage, so yeah, it's like all good. Yeah, I think in Bari, by the way, like people have wanted me to play it for videos and stuff. I like Bari as a character. I think she's super fun. I think in Bari is like one of the worst things of all time. It's so unbelievably weak. Does 0 damage. Strength Bari is still better, and Strength Bari got nerfed a ton, so Strength Bari isn't that good anymore. Basically the idea was to sorry, I've said basically 55 times. The idea was to make Strength Bari worse by making it Bari better, and then in turn nerfing Strength Bari at the same time. And that just like didn't work because Strength Bari just got weaker, and Int Bari, which was garbage unplayable, became slightly better garbage unplayable. I seriously think it's one of the worst picks in the game. Yeah, just 0 presence at all. Yeah, I guess eventually there's conditional damage, but the amount of setup and lack of an early game you have for it is just super counterintuitive. And again, I think those really highlight the intelligence conundrum of just like, hey, these items are unusable garbage most of the time. And strength items are just 10 times better, right? Like you look at Aladdin builds, what do they build, right? But yeah, hey, we're in a good spot. We're gonna go into Combat Blink. Not yet, we'll go 2D first. We'll go into Combat Blink. They're super layering on gold. Good luck, guys. Hopefully my my Mordred ADC will own them. I think he will. He's here. I'm actually just gonna like wrap around here and just try to kill him. I know the wave's gonna be dying, but I think this can work. He's dead, isn't he? Yeah. So the 3 is gonna kill him because the immunity tick will end, and he's just doomed. Pretty crafty, easy kill right there. Love to see it. Okay, well great. This is going very well. Somebody had suggested I create like a YouTube member thingy. I've done this a couple of times, but I just thought about this while I was recording, or while I am recording. Makes it sound like I'm doing a voiceover, I'm not. But like, I was thinking about it. I'm not really sure how I feel about that stuff, kind of iffy. But the idea would just be like, I felt like if I was ever going to do something like that, I would do it only if I felt like I was giving something important or special or like fun. I guess what I could do is like any video that doesn't make it into a video would be put into that. I guess I could do that. Or I could just get like extras or something. I'm unsure. If you guys think that's like semi-interesting, let me know and maybe I'll look into it a little bit more seriously. Just kind of like a very out there thought that I haven't actually put any like structure or formula into. So yeah. Because the thing is, like with that idea, and I'll talk about it a little bit more because I think there's not much gameplay-wise to talk about right now. We're going to go on in. That's the gameplay. Anyways, you know, like, there's only so much expansion I can do within Smite from, like, a content creation perspective, much less that is interesting and actually desirable. Like, I could make, in theory, very, like, different types of videos that are very, like, fun or whatever, but I think they have a level of diminishing returns, kind of like with Troll Thursdays. Like, I love doing it. It's a great time. It's a really nice way to look at the game from a different lens and just take it easier. And people really enjoy that kind of content as well, but if I post that every day, I don't think I would enjoy it as much, and I don't think people would enjoy it as much either, especially from me. So that contrast is difficult, you know what I mean? I hit him. Okay, I thought I missed. I was like, oh man. When is this Neathole coming? Good job. Holy shit, that took forever. Nice. He was all the way like back at base, so that's why. We'll take it back off here though. But yeah, so like there's that concept, but also like if I think about like cool things I can do video-wise, again, I feel like for Smite it's kind of tricky. One of the things I would love to do is if there was like pro stuff going on, I would be like the hub kind of spot for that type of things. I would cover everything. I'd almost certainly be playing in it as well, and I think that'd be great, but like that's not an option, and I'm not gonna cover things like OSL and like draft leagues and stuff, not because I don't care about them and I don't think they're good for the game. They are good for the game, but they're not compelling enough, well played enough, you know, players in these leagues, like by and large, to make them I think, something super interesting for like my channel specifically, right? Where it's like if it's like a pro thing, you have timelines and narratives and all this stuff that you can really kind of flesh out and craft. So it's tough for me to find places. Again, I'm not saying that like I dislike my formula or anything right now. Like I like the style. I think the style we're doing is very successful and good and cool, but I'm saying if I were to do like a bonus kind of content type of thing for like a membership thing or a special type of whatever's, obviously we're doing our, you know, edited videos and stuff, but I mean anything beyond that, I don't really have like great ideas for things that'd be like compelling. So that's why like I haven't thought about that concept and topic as a whole. And again, I'm obviously very hopeful within a reason and like realism that a type of competitive scene will come back to this game in a more fleshed out, complete manner. And I think eventually through time, things will kind of improve gradually and get to a better spot in that regard. But you do just have to kind of give it some time. And I think the biggest thing is like this game from a numbers perspective in terms of like player amount, player sentiment, like satisfaction, etc. If you were to quantify those things, I think very clearly you could say that this year has had the worst for Smite like ever at times previously, not right now, but like earlier, like in February and then especially in, or maybe January, excuse me, but especially in like last year in like October-ish and stuff. So the rough part's over, which is great, but there still are those echoes that you kind of have to just like as a scene get through, and you know that stuff takes time. Like something with Smite 2, and I obviously really find this game fun. I play it all the time, but it's
We
one of those
need help
games...
from our team in middle lane badly.
Oh, come on,
They're
Cliff,
like
don't
really
worry.
pushed up, and we can get kills.
Cliff, I got you. Go, no problem. But you know, one of those things. Now this is quite annoying, isn't it? He just can kind of run away. I love you, Moja. One of those things, excuse me. I completely lost my train of thought. I'm not gonna lie, it's cooked. Fuck, dude. Too bad. Too bad. Oh, sorry. So, with Smite, and again, I'm not perfectly completing this, but I'm trying to. This game is very fun, obviously, for me. I play it a ton. But it's also one of those games that I think in a year from now, I'll look back and be like, the game wasn't that fun back then. Not because it actually wasn't fun, but because it will be better. And I really think a lot of that comes to the characters, because when I like play Smite 2 nowadays, I play so many characters that 8-9 months ago, I just couldn't like fathom, you know, being in the game, and I just couldn't play, you know what I mean? So like, for example, if I look at my recent games on Smite 2 Tracker, it's a lot of Newt, it's a lot of Osiris, it's a decent bit of Artio, it's some Bologna, sure, but it's also like some Hoi, it's a lot of Inkali, it's a lot of like, you know, these varying picks, and it does change obviously in like how much I'm playing certain gods versus others, but like a lot of my character pool in terms of what I've been playing in the last like 2-ish months have largely been characters that weren't around 8-ish months ago. And I think in 5 months from now, it's going to be the same exact thing, right? Where I'm going to be playing a lot of things that wasn't actually in the game previously, right? And that's kind of the thing with this game. Not the only thing, but it's one of the things with this game that you're like, shoot, I kind of wish we could fast forward to a time that there were more characters in, so that variety and that kind of excitement and stuff could be a little bit, you know, larger founded. I think one of the things that you see in this game is that because there's a lot of Smite 1 characters that people want, there's like a level of almost, I want to say, like yearning in the community for things that don't actually like have foundation in the game yet, like characters and stuff. And that kind of is like a bit of a hurdle, you know, because you want like your community and your game to be very engaged with the present moment, but a lot of it I think is almost like wistfulness for a period of time that hasn't actually yet happened and won't potentially for some time. So that's why like I really emphasize like God releases coming out, regardless of how much you personally care for them, are really good and important for the game, and I still do. But it's just like an interesting thing to think about, and I guess it's one of those things also where it's like, shoot, man, you know, in 8 or 9 months from now, we'll have a lot more characters, and that's gonna be awesome. But it's like crap, you know. What the heck? Until then, I think that's why I did the top 10 gods poll thing. That's why I did, you know, some of these other things. But like those are the types of things though that you look at to like help expand out a pro scene, because I think one of the really cool things in developments in MOBAs recently is like fearless drafting is really taken storm in like League of Legends, for example, and that's really made their pro scene kind of rejuvenate again. And that's something that Smite could easily and absolutely do, but I think even with obviously the increasing roster, like, not that a pro scene is going to happen right this moment, but one of the things that makes that compelling is a very detailed full roster, and I don't think we're really going to have that feeling of fullness in the Smite roster. This is my opinion again, so like depends who you ask, and it's definitely a severe improvement from previously, but I think there's an argument to be made we will not have that full feeling of a roster until all of the Smite 1 gods are ported, not because you need 130 gods for the game to feel full, but because that is the, like, remembered standard for the vast majority of the players playing the game. I mean, especially from a mythology standpoint too, right? Because this game is, you know, centered and built around mythology, and I think a lot of people, when they play a game like Smite, they really like know that stuff and they care about it, especially from the more mainstay pantheons. But also, if you're a player, you're like always kind of considering and thinking about the Cthulhu's of the world, the King Arthur of the world, right? The Heras, even, for just like relevancy, Cuchulainn, you know, characters like that who are very, very relevant lore-wise, or just like in staying power, and they're not in. So yeah, it's an unfortunate situation, but it just kind of is what it is. I don't know. Anyways, back to team fighting. We finally have something like kind of watchable, right? So hell yeah. I'm holding my 3 because I want to... Well, I mean, this works out okay. Remember, you can teleport with your roll. I always forget I can do that because I'm usually never linked. But hey, we got a 2 kill. Let's go. Coming back, go. Rip, dude. Where are the good guys? Damn. I feel like we kind of hid there. I know they're kind of low, but it's too bad. I feel like we could have played out more there. I guess Cuckoo was like quite deep. Or Achilles, or Mordred, excuse me. Yeah, a bit sad. All good, all good. So I don't know why I was going into whatever the hell I was going into here. I was going into Cosmic Horror, but I want to go Blink. I guess I could just sell this and get Blink now. Do I want to go Cosmic Horror? I don't think so. I want to go Mirrodin probably, right? Yeah. Alright, we'll go Blink upgrade. And this is just good. A bit of extra damage. The effect's really strong. Yeah, obviously me going an upgraded Aegis or Shell or something would be good as well, but this is in line with the damage identity and idea. So it should be strong. I could also just go Poly, but it's also Poly, so that's the unlucky part. Alright, we'll have to probably just do gold or something.
Attack the goal on my way.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a Word and Fire really quick, just so there's no sneaky stuff going on, and should be all set. I still do need to farm a good bit. Remember, like, we're pretty gold reliant on a character like this. I don't think Sylph should be following me. Maybe he's just trying to get a bit more farm. I realize I'm also greeting being here, like neither of us should be here. Is this guy dead? He is very dead. I mean, he should pay attention to the map, but at the same time, we did say we were coming and we didn't come over, so... You know, not great.
A present just for you.
He completely owned them, though. Well done. Okay, we got a nice 3 off right there. We do have the thingy. Just to the Scylla. Remember, I still do have Blink. This guy is extremely dead, but it's okay. Cliff, why are you running away from me? What the hell? This guy's spacing my stun. Unfort. Yeah, they're gonna pull, guys. I realize me linking to a Loki's a little bit awkward, but still probably should. Okay, we're fine. They can't actually do anything. But he has Aegis. Oh well. Thing is, like, because of my cooldown not being very high, me using an ability, low-key not that great. for healing only. Want to do damage as well, because if not,
Did you guys
yeah,
just
we're gonna
DC? I
struggle.
just DC'd.
Uh,
I'm back.
okay. All good. Think he's fine. They might play an angle on me. I do have Blink still and Aegis. They're not playing an angle on me. Where are they? Kind of were playing an angle on me. He is dead, so I guess that's fine. I should not have Aegis. He doesn't die, by the way. Are we serious? How does this Bari not die there? What the fuck, dude? Seriously? That's ridiculous. I cannot believe he doesn't die there, genuinely. I mean, that Aegis was bad, and that Blink was kind of troll as well. He did tag the dodgy quite well. Okay, this guy's going beast mode. Good job. Shit. Ooh, it's awkward. Yeah, a little bit of a mess, not gonna lie. I think we should just leave. It's okay. I'll go into... Yeah, we'll go into this. Nice soul. That should kill him. It does. Good job. Alright, well done. That was a nice flip around. That was pretty solid. Okay, we really need to get some objectives though going, because these fights are pretty scrappy. Not much is going on, like conclusively.
Tossing me out like last year's fruitcake.
We'll get ritual here as well. So, I mean, we are getting a lot, right? I guess, like, slowly, we are getting a lot. I can play an angle. Daji has Magi's, so maybe I can't play an angle. I guess I could get her Magi's here, but that's probably about it. Maybe I run to Hui, try to one-shot him. Just have OP Hui jump. I think I'm in sync here. Let's leave. Yeah, you gotta know when to back the hell out, and this is one of those times. I wish I could kill this guy, but again, I think this Magi just completely, like, bails him out. I'm not actually afraid of the 1v1, it's more so the help and the fact that I can't actually, like, insta-kill him. Yeah. Like, that's quite annoying, you know? We do get dodgy ult, though, like, practically entirely on us, so that's gotta be at least okay. I am linked with this guy. Really well done. That was very smart. Good job. We'll get a mid-tier 2 here. We can probably play for Phoenix as well. Again, I still do have Blink, so I can, like, do something here. Nice. I think we just, like, went off that. We kind of got some staggered picks. Anytime you get that, it's going to be a lot of success going for you. You got the trade as well in the dodge. That's big time. Hey, I guess we just win. Man, Aphrodite feels great when the solo either is, like, not super experienced or they're playing another backliner. Who would have thought? Sorry, I'm farming damage really hard. Did kill him, though. Huge. Yeah, so, if we were into a pick that could have done something to us, we would have been cooked, but we got a little bit lucky. Hey, 823. At least we got some Aphro footage. We got some gameplay. We get to kind of sync 2 videos together, so it kind of all works out. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you want to see this happen in the future, if we kind of have semi-abridged games, instead of just like one shorter upload or whatever. And I will see you guys later. Thank you so much for watching as always, and peace.